5.
They're
so
the
they all
top
have
5
to
and
be
I'm so
good.
passionate about them, so I get really excited.
I'm a winner, babe. So you didn't win this. It's a part of the game.
If you follow me on Instagram, then you may have heard me talk all about my business/life mentor, Elsa.
I feel like it's a big compliment.
Well, she's been in my life for over 10 years, and I don't know, I wouldn't be here without her. Yeah, she literally pushed me into doing what I do. She gave me the confidence to go out and do freelancing, all while doing my hair as well.
Oh, I'm getting all emotional.
So today, Elsa's going to talk to you about her top 5 business/life tips that she talks about in her workshops. So she does workshops all around Australia. And I've asked her to sit down with me today and tell you what she tells all of the people that come to her workshops. So here we go. So Elsa is wife, mother of 4, dog mum, owner of 3 successful businesses, one of which has just been nominated for the Telstra Business Awards, which is amazing.
We're actually fabulous.
Sorry. So I'm going to link her profile here. You can go follow her at BDirectory on Instagram or Facebook as well, and she even has a really awesome Facebook group. If you join up to BDirectory, that's called
Getting Busy with It.
Get Busy with It. And it's really funny because she's actually hilarious as well.
I'm glad you think so. It's not just me.
It's definitely not. So
Busy. Very busy.
it's getting busy.
Getting busy with it, yeah.
Cool. So today she's going to give you her top 5 tips for business, social media/life. And here is tip number 1.
Okay, tip number 1, and this is probably my favourite, and if you get to know me, you'll hear me say it all the time, but my number 1 tip is, and I think it applies to any business, is that good service just isn't good enough, because I think it's kind of become a trend to own a business.
Definitely.
Yes, even people that are working full-time jobs in corporate roles seem to have a side hustle these days, so it's very, very trendy to be a business owner. So I think that good just doesn't cut it anymore. I think if you're going to be competitive and you're going to stand out in your niche or against your competitors, you absolutely have to be exceptional in everything that you do, but particularly your customer service. If your customers aren't absolutely raving about you, then I don't think the best social media strategy in the world probably isn't going to help you. You need to start with just being amazing at what your product or your service, whatever it is you're doing within your business. It can't just be good, it has to be amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Absolutely. I just had a follow-up call from the guy that changed my tyres yesterday and I was blown away impressed. So you can just be changing tyres and doing those things and make such a massive difference.
Yeah.
I'll have to leave them with you.
So tip number 2 is...
Okay, I like this one too. I like them all, but big followers don't always equal big business success. I see this one a lot. I see people have really big followings. I mean, sometimes it absolutely does, and that's fantastic, but I think we can get a little bit too focused on our social media, and it kind of ties into what I was saying before as well. But you know, I can see business owners get really obsessed with growing the numbers, and I think it's more important to focus on what's going on with your business and making sure that your customers are raving fans, absolute raving fans, because that is more important than getting those numbers big, and growing the relationships as well. Like, I've had not huge followings with my businesses, but really, really good relationships with the followings I do have, and they convert into customers. So at the end of the day,
have repeat customers as well.
Correct.
They always come back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
they could all be following you, but if they're all coming back to you, that's what ultimately that you want.
correct. So highly engaged
highly engaged, small audience.
Audiences
Yeah.
are high value. Absolutely.
I completely agree. With Ella and Jackson as well, we would always focus on trying to utilize what we've got. So we might have a really small email marketing list, but every time we send out an email, we at least get a sale out of it. So,
and that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, and it always seems a little bit weird, I think, saying this, but we run businesses, you need to make a profit for it to be successful.
Yeah.
And people feel a bit taboo talking about, I want to make money in my business, but at the end of the day, you need to make money in your business for it to be successful. So, you know, are your followings converting to paying customers?
Yeah, exactly. Tip number 3.
Tip number 3, I think Facebook groups are the bomb. A lot of people, it comes up a lot, I've noticed in my workshops, especially lately, people are like, oh, isn't Facebook dead? And I'm like, no, you wish it was dead. So you don't have to do both, but it's still there. And I think the groups, it took me a little while to get used to the groups, because it kind of felt like, oh, so much hard work. But I think now I have a group, and it's not a huge group, but I love it because I can see relationships forming, not just for me, but for the people within the group.
I literally got a client out of your group, so thank you.
See, and another example is, and I'm not pushing my group here, it's just an example of how groups work, but another person in our group, I saw she got tagged like 7 times in a week for people looking for her services. So there's value in smaller groups,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I think it's a really good way to find your people and your niche and find, like, for your business. It's just, I
And
think,
what is your group?
getting busy with it. And it's for small business owners that have a sense of humour. And looking to connect with other business owners. Sometimes we have bloggers and influencers in the group too, and we share information, you know, have days to promote each other. And I guess mostly I'm a big believer in redirecting forming connections and making relationships.
Yeah, isn't one of your hashtags connected?
Connected.
Yeah, connected. Actually, in the groups, not your one specifically, but I did a post on Instagram and then I shared it onto Facebook, and I thought the post was really, really valuable. So then I shared it into a bigger group, and it reached over 10,000 people.
Wow, that's really great.
Just from people sharing it, because I gave them some really good tips. I think I shared it into yours as well, maybe.
Yeah.
My Insta story hacks.
Yes.
So it does have value to share on both platforms as well. Tip number 4.
Okay, this is a big one. Also, they're all big, but
Well, they are the top 5.
they're
so
the
they all
top
have
5,
to
and
be
I'm so
good.
passionate about them, so I get really excited. Celebrate the wins. I think no matter how big or small they are, it's so important to celebrate your wins, because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
I think as well, some people are scared of seeming braggy on social media, and it's kind of a big thing at the moment to be transparent and share your obstacles and any adversity you've overcome, which is great, but I think it's equally as important to share your wins, even if they're small, like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I just got a new client today.
Yeah. I tried to do both.
Yeah.
And I actually did do a post about celebrating the week that I had with wins, and I was like, oh, does it sound like I'm bragging? Because I don't want that. I just want to know everyone's wins. So these are mine, and what are yours?
I think that's
what I try
really
to
good
do.
as well, and encouraging other people to share their wins too.
And I'll celebrate together.
And I think as well, just celebrating privately, not on social media. I think just having a glass of champagne or treating yourself to some nice shoes. Yeah.
And I always do that whenever I have a small win in my business. He'll always go out and buy a really nice bottle of red, and we'll have the glass.
Perfect. That's a perfect way to celebrate.
Yeah.
And you know, like attracts like, right? So if you're celebrating, more will come to you, right?
Yeah. Exactly. You're right. Tip number 5 is,
this is one that we mention before we start any workshop, and our workshops can be about SEO, social media, it could be about blogging. This applies to everything
And life.
and in life, yes. And that is be a good human. So if you legitimately care about your customer, or it doesn't even have to be a customer, it can be relationships that you're making in business. It can be suppliers, it can be just mentors. Like, if you genuinely care and be a good human, that's always going to come through. Being authentic, using your own material.
Yes. Been there.
Being genuine. It all comes down to being a good human. If you want to apply it to social media, because we like social media. If the content you're posting and creating, if you're genuinely being a good human and you're genuinely thinking and caring about who you're speaking to, you can't go wrong, right?
Exactly. No, and I try to apply this to, I do apply this to everything. Always be polite to everyone, because you don't know who's having a bad day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And another one I think as well is if you've got a team or you've got staff, just being a good human. I'm such a massive believer in treating your staff really, really well. So I think it's a blanket statement. Be a good human.
Yeah,
It's really
stop.
simple. Full stop. That's the end of it. Just be a good human.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with all of that. So we're going to do a bonus tip, of course. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, we're generous. What can we say?
So, this one, I love this one.
It's a goodie.
It's a goodie. So our bonus tip is,
Success is never an accident or the result of a hack.
yeah, it's hard work, right?
It's so hard work. And
Funny that.
you have to just be willing to do all the things, don't you? There's no one hack that is going to instantly
It's not like
get
do
you
this
new
magic hack
followers,
and you'll blow up.
grow your email list. There's
Consistent.
a lot of
Hard
work,
work.
consistent,
That's the
hard work, and willing to do all the things. And can I just say, like, with this success not being an accident, with the workshops that we've been running lately, we've had such a diverse range of people come to the workshops, and some are really high level business owners that have been in business a long time and really grown big businesses, and some are new starting out. But the one thing I notice is the businesses that are well established and doing really well, they are taking notes the entire workshop, even though they probably know most of what we're teaching them, and probably even doing it better than us, some of them. They are writing notes the whole time. So success isn't an accident. It is totally, I think, just a way of life. If you're willing to always be learning, and
That's the thing. Like, if you're successful but you're willing to keep learning and refresh, because sometimes if you've been in business for a long time, you forget little things. So it's good to have that.
and it can always just be one little
motivation.
thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, it's not a hack.
It's not a hack. You just have to do the work.
That's right.
Or you can pay someone to do the work.
Yeah. That works sometimes.
So I hope you enjoyed those 5 business/life hacks with Elsa.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing it with me. We've been planning this for a while, so lucky I'm here and we can do it. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you get a notification every time I do a new video.